Hey guys, so we got the Round 1 Stanley Cup Playoff event release. It was teased yesterday with the 98 Patrick Waugh. We found out what the other 3 Master Set players that will be available in the first round are, as well as the cards from each team that is competing in the playoffs, who those cards are going to be, and how the upgrades will work. We're going to cover all of that like we always do. Again, guys, if you enjoy the content, please give the video a like and subscribe to the channel. All right, let's get into the new content. So guys, if you've ever played the Stanley Cup event in prior Hockey Ultimate teams, this is how it works. Every game that one of these players win, their corresponding team, obviously, their card will go up by +2, speed only by +1. So, for example, on the screen here, in the banner here, you see Zach Bogosian and Pierre-Edouard Bellemare from the Tampa Bay Lightning. If the Lightning win a game, they go up by +2. They would go to 89. So this would then translate to whatever players you think will win based on their team. Going on to the second round, they will move up to a 95 overall, and obviously there's some value tied to that. So we're going to break down all these cards and see which ones are half decent and which ones are completely a void given the situation. We also, at the time of this recording, don't know the full matchups yet, so that's going to change some things as well. But nonetheless, we will cover them all, and then I will cover the new Master Set players. All right, so we're going to start things off with the 87 Chris Tanev from the Calgary Flames. And it is not confirmed yet at the time of this video who they are going to play. It's either going to be Nashville or Dallas. It doesn't really matter in my opinion. This is a really well-built playoff team, really well coached, extremely difficult to play against, and they've got phenomenal offensive weapons and a decent goaltender too. So this is a pretty safe one in my opinion to go up by +8, getting up to 95. That being said, he's still going to have 92 speed. It's very tough. A lot of these cards are, you know, I don't understand the lack of just wanting to release the cards to be extremely powerful if they do end up hitting and moving on to the second round. I think that would be really cool. But nonetheless, 92 skating for the cost, really not worth it. I will say this, though. If it wasn't for the speed, this Chris Tanev card would be a really good right-handed defenseman. All right, next up, we've got the 87 COLTON SISSONS from the Nashville Predators. And like I just mentioned with the Calgary Flames, they have a shot to either play Calgary or Colorado, especially with the new Saros injury that we just heard. In my opinion, it doesn't really matter. They got carried by Saros as well as Yossi and Duchesne, and Duchesne's shooting percentage in the regular season was incredible. I don't know if that's something you can rely on for the entire playoffs. This would have been an interesting series, no matter who they played, if Saros was playing, but it looks like he is hurt, and I don't think Yossi's going to be able to drag the Nashville through either of those teams. So he is maybe a couple wins, sure, but he's at 87 speed, so no matter what, even if they won this series, he'd have 91, and that's just not enough really to justify the cost with COLTON SISSONS. Next up, we've got the 87 ANDREJ SEKERA, 88 speed, so again, we'll go to 92 with silver shutdown, and he's only 6 foot. I mean, again, that's not terrible, but again, at where we're at in the game, unless you're a Dallas Stars fan, I just really don't see why you would go out and invest it, especially because they are going to play Calgary or Colorado, and if it's Colorado, it's probably done in 4. Calgary, maybe they get 1 or 2, but yeah, just is a pass for me. All right, next we've got the 87 Justin Schultz, and this really changes things depending on who they play in terms of the prediction for me. Again, I will do a full prediction video of the entire playoffs, but depending on how tonight goes, they're either going to play the Rangers, good matchup, or the Florida Panthers, awful matchup, and that would, you know, drastically change Justin Schultz's value in my opinion. So right now, 88 speed, 88 acceleration, guys. I'm going to say this for a lot. It's unfortunate that at this stage of the game, that we've got cards that at best can get to 92 skating. I don't understand it. I don't know why they do this, but here we are, and this would be a pass. Next, we've got the St. Louis Blues, Brendan Saad. Not a bad card and not a bad matchup. St. Louis is going to be a sneaky, difficult matchup for Minnesota. I think this is a really, really good series. They could go 6 or 7 for sure. And if the Blues actually pull this out, 94 speed, 93 acceleration, he's going to have max shooting essentially at 6'1". This could actually be a half-decent card if you wanted to invest in him. But again, the cost to make him, which we're going to talk about a little later, is a little high. Then we've got the 87 Calle Rosen from the St. Louis Blues. And as a defenseman at 6 foot, okay, but he is going to get up to 94 or 95 speed if they are able to move on. 94 acceleration. The slap shot accuracy is going to be really low. His body checking is not bad. Defensive awareness and stick checking, though, are going to be mid-90s, which you want to see a little bit higher at 95 overall. And tape-to-tape isn't really all that great either, so pass. We've got the 87 Evan Rodrigues, 5'11", and again, drastic change in outcome here. If they fall to the second wild card spot and play Florida over the New York Rangers, who they historically kind of own, this is a hard avoid if they play Florida. But either way, even if they do play the Rangers and move on, I mean, there's a lot of other cheaper options probably that you can go out and get, unless you're a Penguins fan. All right, the Colorado Avalanche get the 87 Logan O'Connor. Pretty much one of the easiest ones to guarantee a +8 to, but again, it's sports, so who knows. 91 speed with 93 acceleration. A decent shot and snipe, okay, I guess, but yeah, just, again, nothing special here, nothing crazy. Ryan Murray, left-handed defenseman at 6'1", would be 92 speed, 92 acceleration. Again, not going to waste much time. Connor McMichael, again, I mentioned it before with Schultz. It's really going to depend. His value is really going to change. It could be a decent center because of his face-off rating. He could get up into the high 90s if they do win. Again, if they play the Rangers, a much easier aspect there. But 93 speed, 93 acceleration. He's 6 foot. There's really not a lot there. Ryan McLeod, 87 overall. He's at 89 speed, 89 acceleration to start. Gonna play the LA Kings. I think this is probably one of the easier ones to predict. I think the LA Kings, I mean, bias aside from me being a Sharks fan, good on them for making the playoffs, but I think they're just like a year early. I know Edmonton hasn't done anything really ever in the playoffs, but they seem to be humming at the right time, and I would be blown away if Edmonton blows this chance, taking advantage of a weak Pacific Division. Michael Matheson from the Pittsburgh Penguins at 6'2", can get up to 91 speed, 93 acceleration with silver truculence. This could actually be a half-decent fun card if they were to move on to the second round and get up to 95. 87, Jordan Martinook from the Carolina Hurricanes. Congrats, Hurricanes. You finished with 116 points, and your reward is either the Boston Bruins or the Tampa Bay Lightning. Again, that's Bettman's playoff form right there. Not strong. And again, once he gets up, and if they were to move on, there's not a lot to look at here unless you're a Canes fan. Maxim Mammon, 6'2" left winger, 90 speed, 92 acceleration with spinorama. Pass. From the Toronto Maple Leafs, Timothy Liljegren, and memes aside, you know, he could get 93 speed, 92 acceleration, but elite edges on a defenseman, that's just really not worth it. So, pass maybe? I mean, he does have spark, so he can get up to 90 speed before moving on. I really think Toronto moves on. I do. I want to see it against Boston, but I have a feeling they move on. But maybe that's just me being biased. Rasmus KUPARI from the Kings. I don't see how they beat the Edmonton Oilers. 6'1" would be 92 speed on an accelerate or on a centerman, and face-off rating that wouldn't even be in the 90s. This is a pass. Libor Hajek, 6'2" from the New York Rangers, 6'2", 92 speed, 92 acceleration with silver 1T. Size is good, but again, same situation. I think that they overperformed quite a bit. I think Chester can drag them here, and it'd be pretty impressive if they were to move on, regardless of who they play. So risky here, I guess. Robert Hagg from the Florida Panthers. Again, another strong consideration to go up. Like, he's gonna have 90 speed if they move on. What's the point? I don't get it. Trent Frederic from the Boston Bruins is 6'3", great size for a centerman, with silver quick draw, which has some value. But again, he's gonna be 90 speed. You want to pay that much for him? Be my guest. I just don't see why. I mean, you're looking at least 100K, guys. Spoiler alert. RADEK FAKSA from the Dallas Stars at 6'3", can get over 93 speed, or 91 speed. And 92 acceleration. Again, just far too slow. And that's just the issue with this. All of these cards, they're just super not exciting. All right, we've got the 87, Joseph CRAMAROSSA from the Minnesota Wild. I mentioned that against St. Louis. That is going to be a tough matchup. I have a hard time predicting that one, but again, this would be super unexciting regardless of who moves on, so pass. From the Calgary Flames, Blake Coleman. He has 89 speed, 87 acceleration with silver close quarters. Ian Cole from the Carolina Hurricanes has thunderclap. 6'1", could get 91 speed, 92 acceleration. Slap shot accuracy would be 88. 87, Connor Clifton from the Boston Bruins. 94 speed if they are to move on, which it would be nice for a defenseman, but at 5'11", you know, obviously the size of the defenseman kind of matters a little bit there, unless, again, you are a Boston Bruin fan. Not worth the cost. Philip Cheadle, 6'2", This could actually be half decent. If they were to move on, he's going to have 95 speed, 95 acceleration, and then high 90s everything else. He is listed as a centerman. He is not that with only 75 face-off, but could be a cool left-handed winger if you are a Rangers fan, or even if you're not. This one probably is one of the only ones that might have value, but again, I don't trust the Rangers. CODY CECI, 6'2" right-handed defenseman, 91 speed and acceleration, a slap shot accuracy in the high 80s. Alexandre Carrier from the Nashville Predators. Like I said, I doubt he moves on. Speed is half decent already, though. If they were to win 1 or 2 games, like maybe. I mean, Zach Bogosian, 6'3". If Tampa moves on, it's 90 speed and acceleration in May. Like, Colin Blackwell, 5'9" from the Toronto Maple Leafs. He's 5'9" and 92 speed. I'm sorry. This is a really just repeat video, guys, but like, I don't know. I mean, I guess I'm just supposed to cover the cards regardless. 87, Tobias Bjornfoot from the LA Kings. You know, I don't think the Kings have much of a shot against Edmonton. Maybe they win 1, maybe 2, but no. Jordy Ben from the Minnesota Wild, 6'2". Won't even get to 90 speed. So there's that, you know, and that's, I really don't know what else to say there. Edward Belmar, 6 foot left winger with quick draw. And again, I think that this one's so hard to, I don't know if they're going to move on or not, but 91 acceleration, 92 speed, just nope. All right, we made it through all of that. Time to talk about the master set players. And we're going to talk first about the 98 Patrick Waugh. It was obviously leaked yesterday, or announced yesterday. Goal post to post makes it, you know, half decent. He is 6'2", 75 aggression. The thing about Patrick Waugh cards is they always have super high aggression, and it usually makes them worse. But this could be a fun card, and again, if you are a fan of Patrick Waugh, this is a really, really cool card. If you are a Montreal Canadian fan or an Avalanche fan, this is really cool, and not worth the cost, but if maybe you can get him tradable for cheap, depending on what he goes for in your console. But he does have goal post to post. Next, we've got the 98 Ryan O'Reilly, and finally, a usable Ryan O'Reilly card. He just always has such low skating that he's really never usable. No contest, close quarters, tape to tape, unstoppable force, silver shutdown. One of the best players in the world at taking a face-off. Doesn't get silver quick draw, at least. But outside of that, I really don't have any complaints. I mean, all of the skating stats, he does get up into the high 90s for skating. Everything else is 99. This is a great card. Like, it's a 98 overall. There's really no complaints here, other than the fact he doesn't get silver quick draw. Then we've got the 98 Drew Doughty. I'd also like to point out that we were correct with at least one of our master set selections with the Ryan O'Reilly call. We did call that yesterday. But Drew Doughty gets one. Sure. Gold Seeing Eye with 1T, Shutdown, Heat Seeker, and Tape to Tape. 99, everything essentially. This is a very good right-handed defenseman card, whether I want to admit it or not. It's better than Cale Makar. It's better than Adam Fox. Like, there's a lot of cards, right-handed defenseman, that it's better than. So, this is probably one of the better ones that you can get, if not the best. All right, then we've got to discuss the 98 Max Pacioretty. Two things. One, obviously, this event was made, well, we all saw when the leaks happened about 6 weeks ago. You know, they did put in the patch, and that's when all of the new events go in, so this event did go in then. I don't think anyone thought that Vegas wasn't going to make the playoffs, so I can understand that, so you can kind of take that argument out, although I think it's absolutely hilarious that we've got a playoff card and the player isn't in the playoffs. Current player, obviously. That being said, never won a cup, and to be honest, never really done an unbelievable job in the playoffs. You know, he missed the cup run with Vegas in 2018 or 2019, 2018, and then wasn't on the team with Montreal when they made it last year. So this one sticks out like a sore thumb. And you know, I gotta say, there are far better choices. I think that there's been a lot of players that have performed very well throughout the last 10 years of playing in the playoffs. If you're going to choose someone that wasn't a cup winner, you know, I just think that there was probably a really, really clear option if you weren't going to choose a cup winner. All right, guys, now let's go take a look at the sets, okay? Nothing really changes here. It's going to operate a lot like it has for, you know, the beginning, or since the beginning of the game. You've got all of the set options up to a 92 that can get you about 10 times, or 10 of the collectibles. And if you go and look at them all, they're going for about 5,500 coins per collectible. So if you want to make one all the way up to the 98, that's 600,000 coins. Other than Doughty, and I guess O'Reilly. Like, I mean, Pacioretty's okay, too. I guess any of the forwards are... I don't know if they're worth it. I really don't think they're worth it unless you're a fan of them, because there's better cards that are on the market that are just going for cheaper. So, but again, at this point of the game, you should be going after your cards that are your favorite. But if you're trying to get, like, the ultimate team, then I guess I don't think that they're worth 600K at all. But that's just my thought on it, and yeah. Now, they did bring back this pack, which I have to give them props for, because this does have some value. I have to say, so this pack, this one right here is 4 coins, mind you, which again, I remind you guys never to open packs with coins. This one right here, the 35 event collectibles and a random 86. So basically, you're getting 7 collectibles because it costs 7 to make a player. Times 5,500, you're looking at 231,000 coins in value, plus whatever cards else come into it. The issue is that Patrick Waugh is in this event. So, unless you're okay with getting a goalie, I know if I rip one, I'm going to get Patrick Waugh. However, any of the other 3 are fine. They're among the best cards in the game at their position. So, I don't know if I would take the risk, because obviously 140,000 coins is a lot, but it does have 231,000 coins in value, so just keep that in mind. So guys, I will have my full playoff prediction video that I would love to argue with coming out tomorrow once we know the actual final matchups. Go Boston. We need to see Toronto-Boston again. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section down below. I'll see you next time. Have a good one.